I'm aware that, Donald Trump's doing great things for this country.
Just trying to enlighten myself.
I don't deeply know even if he is a politically affiliated.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
All the athletes that don't want to go support our president, then they should go try that act over in another country. See how well they do over there.
He wears the hat and he's running around screaming it, but I think a lot of people do certain things, but not really understanding the politics of it.
But I do love the greatest president of all time, Donald Trump.
They say, hey, you guys are all a bunch of filthy animals, and in Brazil, you're a dump.
Are you screaming that to say, oh yeah, let's make America great again because we don't have that many jobs? Or are you screaming that because you're like, you know what, let's get rid of the minorities, let's make America just a certain group of people?
You're nothing. You know what?
You get a call from the president today?
You get a call from the president? That's right, you're a loser.
Let's pause here and lay out the facts. Like Donald Trump, Colby Covington conned America.
What was your big break?
Yes, that is Candace Owens.
We're not re-signing you. Doesn't matter if you win. We don't like your fighting style. We don't like that you're not entertaining and you're not a character because this is the entertainment show business. So I go out there and I completely prove them wrong with the show aspect and the entertainment aspect. And I shoot this promo on the Brazilians and I say, hey, you guys are all a bunch of filthy animals, and in Brazil, you're a dump.
Thus, you see this.
The thing about this great book, New York Times bestseller, is, it's about triggering snowflakes. And, usually I'm spoiling movies on Twitter, but, I'm not going to spoil this. You guys got to go out there and get this book and find out for yourself.
And a reaction like this.
What's that? Would you ever walk out any of the guys? Sure. Who'd you want to walk out? Oh, I'd go out with Colby.
Exactly. Covington found a lane because the UFC brass found his style boring. Notice folks shrugged at the thought of attending a Colby fight until he started donning MAGA hats, supporting the GOP, and being racist. He needed an edge to add some color to his otherwise gray existence in MMA.
You ain't making the welterweight division great again? I'm making the welterweight division great again.
Here's what I'm going to suggest.
Kamaru Usman, his opponent, polar opposite.
This fight would mean, the world to not just myself, but to immigrants, to everyone who has always came over here for a better life, the minorities growing up. It would mean everything to all of them for me to have to actually go out there and deal with him the proper way.
Usman was born in Auchi, Nigeria, bordering Benin, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and the Gulf of Guinea. I remember the streets. I remember having to walk what seemed like miles and miles and miles to fetch water from the wells with my grandmother, he says. There was a stint where I lived with my grandma, and we had to walk miles to get water, bring it over to the house, and you had to boil it because you didn't know what parasites were in the water. From Nigeria, we had to farm to where you couldn't eat unless you planted it and watched it grow. We had different things we had to plant in order to have food and continue to eat. So yeah, we had the struggle in that sense. His brother would say, you haven't had to walk 5 or 6 miles with our mom just so she can sell baby clothes so we can eat that day. Then we walk back home and live in a village with no electricity. Usman immigrated to the US from Nigeria and used wrestling to help assimilate into American culture, but it wasn't easy. He was picked on. Initially, he said it was rough, but caught up and grew out of it. An injury in football led to wrestling, where Usman compiled an impressive record of 53-3 at Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas. He would then attend the University of Nebraska at Kearney with plans of following his father's footsteps and getting into the medical field. The problem was, Usman was a 3-time NCAA D2 All-American who helped the school win its first ever overall team title in 2008 while also winning the NCAA D2 national title at 174 pounds. Fast forward.
This is for all my folks in Nigeria. We did it.
Usman knocks off Tyron Woodley and becomes the first African-born Nigerian champion. Usman has big plans with his new platform as UFC champion. One of them being his initiative to help establish clean water sources in his native country, Nigeria. This is just one of the many plans he has in store. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.